Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drinking Game, and some of you mounted of the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you on the Let's Play episode of Beast of the Thorns. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! Alrighty. Darwin tapped the microphone to make sure it was working properly. It's a rare and important task he's been entrusted with, and he's got a serious look on his face, ready to give it his best shot, even though it's just the usual conveyance of a note of caution. Everybody listen to me! Even though Darwin is only a little shorter than me, the top of his head is invisible in the fraternity world. He snapped his fingers hard to get the attention of the members who were chatting. Darshan, stop chatting. Do you want me to hit you? He threatened a coyote 2 heads taller than him with his fists, and finally succeeded in getting the members to settle down. The news agency's going to be here today, and any of you could be interviewed. I know it's great to be on the news agency's online channel, but don't talk out of your ass. In addition to the old men of the council who want to pick on our brotherhood, there is the power of the Virokalakas in the press, who are always trying to overthrow the aristocracy, and to them the brotherhood is no different from the council. But our brotherhood earned its position by the skin of its teeth and claws, and the Virokalakas are nothing more than a bunch of blinkered weaklings. The president is coordinating the interview script right now, and he's going to make sure that the whole outline of the interview doesn't go wrong. But you can't make any mistakes with your mouths either. If I found out that anyone is talking against Ostrom, I'll knock your teeth out. Darwin's icy stare shot toward me. It was a warning. Though I don't like Ostrom, I wouldn't seek revenge, okay? I don't want to be interviewed anyway. It's better for those outside the country to keep a low profile. Agreed. Dinner is more important. Chris was always a big eater, and lately he's had an insatiable appetite. Don't worry about it. Look. Amor pointed to a huge moose who walked in with a whole stack of pizza boxes. Pizza moose! Today is a bit busy, so there's nothing special to offer. Please bear with it. But there were cheers from the members of a popular restaurant called Gorgonzola, which is delicious but far from the school. Everyone got a 15-inch pizza, the contents of which were randomized in a sort of lottery. I got a box too. Everyone got their own 15-inch pizza? Damn. I was reminded again that I couldn't eat. I sigh. When I opened the box, it was the beef balls and the lingonberry sauce flavor, and I divided the pizza equally among my friends, but Amor only took a quarter. As I was just stuffing the pizza into Chris's box, I suddenly heard Darwin's voice. Hess, catch it! A can of soda flew at me, and I raised my hand for a perfect catch, but it was intercepted in midair by Chris with one hand. He unscrewed the soda and took a sip, winking at me like he was showing off. I know he's getting a little good at zone, but it doesn't have to be like this. But before I could gather myself, another can of soda flew towards me, intercepted by Amor this time. He caught it and tossed it upward, then turned his back to the soda. Oh, that's good coffee. I think it's hazelnut? Okay. Caught it behind his back, twisted it open, and took a sip, raising his eyebrows at Chris as if to say, if you can do it, so can I. Hess, come on! Hess, come on! Darwin made a gesture for me to follow him, and I suspiciously put down the empty pizza box in my hand and followed the hyena down the hallway. I saw members of the news society setting up cameras on our foyer shelf, a few of them discussing how to get power with Bjorn. The hyena pulled me aside. Hess, you've been named for an interview. What? You're already quite sensational. Coming from the human side, it was thought that Dullahan had disappeared a century ago, but it was announced as a creature previously unrecorded in the Outer Realms. And even joined the Fraternity. Such material is bound to attract the flies of the News Society. Darwin paused and added with slight dissatisfaction. And you go around attracting stray dogs from Virokalakas, which is an example of asking for trouble. I'm speechless. I'm really too self-conscious. The News Society caught wind of a story due to Ostrom's change in the first hunt schedule, so naturally the President has a set of explanations to handle them. But this won't satisfy those flies. Most likely they'll try to trap you, so beware of leading interviews. No, wait, leading interviews are very unethical in journalism. The News Society isn't a monolith. There are many ideologies vying for dominance, hoping the public sees reports biased towards their positions. And Virkalaka's stance is very popular among us young people. Many in the News Society support them. They swore in the name of the astrological dragon of reason, so they dare not report lies. But it doesn't affect their choice of the truth. The one interviewing you is Owl's Mirror Ungai Kyo. That woman is very tricky, so be cautious in your response. Darwin, are you ready? I'd like to do the interview, so I'll be off at 9 today. Keo. Keo. Oh, it's her! The owl's mirror beast walked over to us to greet us, and Darwin's face darkened. Don't bully our new recruit. If you scare off Hess, your president will know what agreement you've reached with Schumpeter and Hayek. Oh, don't be scary. I swore in front of the astrological dragon of reason that I can only report the truth. Besides, doesn't the name Ungai Kyo guarantee anything? You're only keeping the name for a while. Don't forget the reason why your mother couldn't inherit the name from your grandmother. The owl's mirror pouted unhappily. She ignored Darwin with a toss of her head and enthusiastically grabbed my hand. I had a feeling they were going to use her again. Use her again? I wonder why. Hello, Hess Castle. I am Ungai Kyo. Please just call me Kyo. Okay, Kyo, let's find a place to sit for the interview that's more comfortable. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, that's perfect. The owl's mirror eagerly followed me into one of the lounges. We sat facing each other, and she brought out recording equipment and a prepared list of questions. Seeing her so well prepared, I couldn't help but feel a cold sweat in my palms. But we hadn't been seated long before when Bjorn came in with a tray with a glass of red wine and a cold beer. The bear gave me a mischievous wink as he left. There seems to be a lot of people here, huh? Can you lock the door? I don't want to be disturbed. Every room in the fraternity is unlocked, and we enjoy the feeling of group living that helps us work together on our hunts. Kyo gave a dry chuckle. I didn't expect you to understand the fraternity so well so soon after joining. Bjorn offering us drinks wasn't just a gesture of hospitality. His ability to come and go freely signifies that this room is under the fraternity's surveillance with no secrets, and the drinks hinted that I could dull the owl mirror's mind a bit. That bear isn't really as dumb as he looks on the surface. I can't eat or drink without my head, so both glasses are yours. Please, help yourself. The owl's mirror nodded with a smile, took a polite sip from her wine glass, and never touched it again. Then I'll be out of your way. You were exiled to the Outer Realms because you were prosecuted by humans, right? You must have a grudge against humans, right? Alright, let's start with the first sentence. The ethics of journalism are just terrible. I believe this is a tragedy resulting from the accumulated misunderstandings between humans and creatures. Our generation's responsibility is to prevent this cycle of resentment from continuing to our next generation. So, you don't deny any resentment? Hey, what a pain in the ass sticking to this topic. Our problem should be resolving, not reinforcing this conflict. According to what you're saying, can it be understood that, as someone educated by humans, you also believe that humans are unfair and unequal to creatures? Equality is a goal we all work towards, and even among human societies, there are inequalities that exist, which we need to work together to overcome. In other words, you recognize that humans know that they are not equal to demons. There is no equality among demons. The owl's mirror's eyes lit up as she had found a treasure. So, in your eyes, the hierarchy among creatures and the inequality between creatures and humans can be analogized as inequality. Humanity spent 2 centuries ensuring that everyone has the right to pursue their own happiness. There used to be aristocrats among humans, but now everyone's rights are equal. I believe the same can be extended to creatures. So far, it sounds like your perspective is skewed towards the human point of view. Do you still consider yourself human? I got annoyed, and it was really tiring to talk to her. Kyo, were you born female, or do you consider yourself female? The owl's mirror squinted. So you think that a demon's self-identity is just as much a concept as gender identity? Shit, this is going to be a big deal no matter how I answer. I believe, choose my words carefully, it's what we can aspire to become that matters more than what we think we are. There's no way for a demon to become human. You guys can get creative. That's just a pretense. Becoming someone isn't achieved through pretending. Darn it, I'm speechless. The owl's mirror saw my frustration and continued to ask questions triumphantly. She's good at what she does. Probably wouldn't be a renowned journalist if she couldn't get under people's skin. According to the grapevine, Ostrom has moved up his initial hunting trip considerably for your sake, which is kind of an unequal privilege, isn't it? My heart chilled. Turns out that the previous is just a padding. Virkalaka's not only anti-human, but also anti-noble. To catch Ostrom's pigtail is naturally also their goal. If you answer wrong, not only Ostrom will be in trouble, Chris will be in trouble too. I'm very thankful that I don't have a skull and can't show any emotion, otherwise my face muscles would have betrayed my innermost thoughts. No. Where did you hear that from? You're quite the storyteller. The owl's mirror looked very disappointed. persistently pressing for answers. But the fact that there has never been an early first hunt trip change in this decade is hard evidence of Ostrom's use of the privilege. I always knew that the council wanted to pull Ostrom's pigtails all the time. I didn't realize that the news agency and the council were in the same boat. The owl lady seemed to be insulted, and she blushed. We are neutral in our reporting, and not swayed by those maggots in Parliament. Then please don't interview me with unverified information. The owl gritted her teeth and changed the subject. Her purpose was defeated, and she was clearly not in the mood for an interview. Ha! After continuing to ask a few non-savory questions, the owl finished her interview project. She took my hand enthusiastically at the end of the interview. She thanked me with a smile on her face, even after making a fool of herself in front of me. She's a real piece of work, and I don't want to face her again. We were just finishing up, and Bjorn immediately went into the room to clean up the trays of wine glasses, and the owl glared at the bear, who probably sensed that we'd just been watched the whole time. There's Darwin outside the door, and the hyena smiling and talking to the owl. Keo, how's our little boy doing? The owl sighed audibly. Darwin, you know what's going on in the outer limits, and we're in desperate need of reform. I am but a weak woman, and I can only use my pen to report the truth as a weapon. Yet you are not. You have all the power. Why are you siding with the nobles? I'm not taking any sides. I'm taking my side. You enjoy it while it lasts. Your good days won't be for much longer. Keo almost left in a huff. I watched her from afar, venting her frustration by tormenting the classmate carrying the tripod. Despite some setbacks, the students from the News Society did manage to leave work promptly at 9. Hess, you're doing great. Bjorn lifted me up in a tight hug. Luckily, he'd showered today and smelled only of sweet biscuits. It's the first time I've seen Keo so frustrated. No, it's just that she didn't know how to ask the out-of-state people, and we had a lot of cultural differences in front of us that we couldn't deal with, and she couldn't get to the heart of the matter. Thanks for the cultural difference. No, cultural differences are nothing to be thankful for. They're not? I thought they were. Wait. I'm confused by that statement. Cultural differences are... they can lead to problems, but... I say that culture is very important. But tradition is bullshit. Used to be tradition to throw women into volcanoes, or to mutilate women, or tie gays up and throw them into a bundle of wood and set them on fire. Did you know that is where the term fag comes from? Yeah. Humans are fucked up. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!